All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this lovely Wednesday. How's everybody doing this morning? Just give me a little chat back if everybody can hear me loud and clear. All right, good morning. Good to see you all. Beautiful, beautiful. Good to see everybody. Welcome everybody on Facebook, YouTube Live too. Everybody in the cyber group room. So I guess today is the big day. I feel like today is probably a lot bigger than the announcements of what's happening in the presidency here in the United States. I know we have a lot of people here from all over the world that are logged in on, from YouTube, from the cyber group, everything else. So it looks like so far, it looks like the Democrats basically are going to take over Congress, as in taking the Senate. So listen, if you're a Democrat right now, you must be so happy. If you're a Republican, you're probably very upset. But as a trader, I can just tell you what's going to probably happen is that if they own all three parts of government. As a trader, it's actually pretty good for us, and I'll tell you why. Because there's going to be some big changes if they do what they say they're going to do. So if you notice, there's a lot of stocks that are actually running today. Gaming stocks, solar stocks, bank stocks. What else? Pot stocks. What's going to get crushed? Probably military stocks. What else have we get crushed? Anything that has to do with, hotel stocks. Those travel stocks, they might get hit pretty big. But some of the other things that are going to gear, maybe the gun stocks might take over now because maybe a rally because now people are more concerned about their Second Amendment rights. So it's going to cause a lot of volatility in the market on certain stocks. Now, free pot for everybody. Yeah, listen, it's listen, they're moving. We were watching them yesterday, right? ACB. Let me bring that up right there. ACB. Why am I not typing it wrong? There you go. So we were trading a lot of them this morning. Yesterday, they did pretty well. What do we have? We had that one. We had TLRY. We have a few of them here. Solar stocks are doing pretty well. JKS. You can see some of them up. This thing's up about 7%, up about $6-7. So you can see it from 64. It's at 69. DraftKings, DKNG. They're probably going to legalize all the gambling. So it's personally, it's good to have two forms. Have two separate forms of government because you can have people that will dispute one versus the other. But now it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. It's still a close race right now regarding about on the Senate. There's one more close race, but it looks like the Democrats are leading by I think it's 15,000 votes. Can't believe 15,000 out of 2 million, almost 3 million people did it. But with that said, if they do take it, look at some very extreme stocks that are going to tank and some of them are going to take off. So as traders, this is something that you're going to basically get. Looks like Kathleen has no sound. Kathleen, I think everyone else has sound, right? See everybody else here. Now, everyone's good? Okay, good. So there are a couple of stocks that are moving this morning. We're going to check them out. It's today's Wednesday. It's always a great day to trade on a Wednesday. And you know what? I'm still a little concerned about what the market is doing. Right now, we were up and now we're down about 12 points right now. So we'll see how the market kind of plays out. But there are certain stocks that are going to really do well and some are going to do really, really bad. If you were with me about 4 years ago when President Trump won election, he was in the same situation. They also own the Senate. And they also own the House. And you saw what happens. The only concern that I have that I'm worried about with the market in general, I don't know what their agenda is as the Democrats are going to be doing. We know they're part of the Green New Deal, which is those stocks are probably getting affected. That's why we're seeing a lot of solar stocks that are moving pretty well. But the only thing I'm worried about is the corporate tax. They want to raise the corporate tax from 21% to 28%. And with that said, if you're just watching the news and everything else, a lot of these corporations, you could see a lot of companies leaving California to go to Texas for low tax states. And don't be shocked that a lot of the companies in the U.S. are going to start to leave the U.S. and start going back overseas because at the end of the day, they got to do the best thing for their shareholders. So if they're going to pay more tax, that means that it costs them more money, and that's the only concern that I have. That's why you got to be careful on the overall tax bracket on these companies, because if they do leave, you're going to lose that revenue, and that's the only thing you got to look out for. But other than that, I don't know what their agenda is. They didn't do anything yet. There's no big news out yet, but you could see that some of them are making some big moves this morning. So we're going to keep an eye on DraftKings. There's a couple of the stocks that are moving. AIKI is one of them also that's on the A list. You could see that stock had a really big pop early this morning, 90 cents to $1.60. I mean, up 64%. It's got a lot of algorithms going on. You can see it on the right. That stock looks pretty volatile. I mean, you can see it just went from $60 all the way down to $1.40. And this is a minute chart too, for crying out loud. So stock is pretty volatile, so be careful of that one. TATT was another one that was pretty good. It's starting to make a big move right now. I didn't think it was going to pop, but it just started making a little bit of a move right now, up 47%. We traded the stock back in September. It ran from 5 all the way to about almost 8. It's got a nice little move this morning. It's testing those highs back when we traded it back in September. It's got a nice little Fausto flag. Everything looks pretty, that one's going to go on the watch list. ATIF. This stock that we were trading also not a couple of days ago, we're from 80 cents to $2. We know it's a big short squeeze. She's moving okay. This is going to go on my B list. NMTR. And maybe I'm going to scratch this. It just tanked on me. I'm going to take this off. I thought it was pretty good. All of a sudden, you can see at 9 o'clock, it was just complete reversal. What else we got? Oh, so anyway, regarding about the elections, right? So keep an eye on certain stocks that are in certain industries, which now remember that they own 3 parts of government. These are things that obviously are being very, very attractive. So what do we got here? I have them on my watch list. Hold on. I got too many damn windows over here. I'm going to move some things out of the way. So we have, what else? We got Penn, gambling stock. You could see it took a little bit of a hit, but just came right back. It's almost at the highs. DraftKings, DKNG, they want to legalize gambling, online gambling. So those stock, that one's doing pretty well this morning. And let's look at the solar stocks because, once again, they're all, the Democrats want to pass this Green New Deal. They want to spend about $2 trillion on solar and wind and everything else. So just going to hop over there on some of those stocks. SLR loves the news. So they're gapped up. Look at that. Its stock got crushed, but you could see it now. It's almost at the highs, FSLR. And that stock had a big move. And you could see it all started by when the election started. It started at 60. So that one's they're pretty happy. What else is out there that's doing? JKS. This is one I showed you before. You can keep an eye on that one. It's up $4.39 already. A lot of them are just gapped up. Canadian Solar, they love it up there. Stock is obviously also testing highs. And what else we got? Oh, and then I forgot to mention, everybody saw what's going on Bitcoin. So let me just make a point on Bitcoin also. So I think, Josh would know this pretty well, but there's only X amount of Bitcoin out there. It's not like, that you could just print money. Here do you, you got to remember, the stimulus money, all that. Where are they getting all this money from? Okay. They're just adding debt. It's just a credit card. It's a free credit card, right? But so what happens, it devalues the dollar. But what it's helping Bitcoin. So we're seeing what happened with Riot. I don't know why she just started tanking right now, but she was gapped up as high as $20. Okay, this is our biggest winner here in the cyber group room that we're trading. Mara. Look at that. That thing was up to 15. Look at that. It was a $4 stock just not too long ago. So, and Bitcoin is just on fire. So, what's happening, you're hearing maybe a lot of corporations going to start moving their money into a crypto type of a stock because maybe they don't want to get away to pay taxes. Listen, nobody likes to pay taxes. All right. But if they feel that's the answer, it looks like a lot of these people are going to start moving that money out and putting it into things like this where they're untraceable and they don't have to pay taxes on it. That's one of the biggest issues. So the only thing I'm worried about, if they do, I mean, nobody really talks about this, so I'm just going to throw this out there. With these three forms of government now controlling everything, if it does pass, they could pass regulation and say, in here in the United States, you cannot trade Bitcoin. You can't trade Bitcoin. And if that happens, then you could see some massive, crazy, crash in certain markets, in certain stocks, and maybe even Bitcoin. So, that's the next thing I'm worried about. Let's see what they're going to do and what they're going to pass, because those are the big things I'm worried about. And also, I'm also concerned about they want to tax the now they own free government. They could do this. They want to tax the trading department. So just guys, be careful, because they might start putting a big tax on trades. So that's another big thing I'm worried about too. So keep an eye on that. It was that I know I had Tom Sosnoff on, if you remember. He's going to be back, and I was asking him about that, and he was saying, there was that rumor going around that they want to tax trades, where it costs you $50 a trade to do that. So got to be, because they see that they're trying to raise money, so they're going to look wherever they can to make money. So I want to keep a close eye on that. Ruger also, yes, thank you very much for sharing that, Leo. You can see that stock is up, but it's not up a lot. Okay. So Ruger, I would keep a very close eye on Ruger as a swing trade, because it's a gun stock. And you know what? With that happening, everybody's worried about their gun rights being taken away. Or I think they want you guys to pay a $200 fee now, tax on it, to get a gun. I think that was the other thing they were trying to pass. So guns are obviously really up. Well, Bonnie, if you could find any, they're very hard to find right now. It's unbelievable. I mean, I was just talking to somebody the other day, about a certain gun that I own, and it's up like almost 100% in like 3 years. Like, you can't buy that gun anymore. It's like you can, but it's like a 2-3 month waiting list on it. So it's pretty crazy what they have and so on. So and that's just my hunting one. But ammo goes, ammo's like, what's the company has ammo? I forgot the symbol of that stock. That's another one. It's very hard to find ammo. There was that one stock I forgot. There's Ruger, and there was one of else out there. I don't know. If, no. Remington went out of business. So there was another. Is it POOW? POWW? Is that the ammo company? I don't know. I don't know if that's the one I was looking at. I think it was another one. We'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, guys, like I said, good news to certain people, bad news for other people. But as traders, this is something good that we can focus on. That's going to make some good moves, and that's what we got to focus on. All right. So you might have to start shuffling around some of your swing trades and some of your long-term trades, where one might be benefiting the other. Just be very careful of the military stocks, because obviously, they want to cut the military, and those military stocks obviously going to get hurt. So you got to be careful of those. I think Boeing is one of them too. Is Boeing taking a hit this morning? Not really. Not really. All right, guys. So good luck today. Happy trading. Listen, don't forget, tomorrow, open house here at CTU. Next week, or is it 2 weeks? I will be on a Wealth 365. So make sure you guys register for that. We've been sending you guys emails. Please register, because I want to see everybody there. It's a great event, and also it helps us out here at CTU. All right, guys, good luck. Happy trading. And we'll start commentary about 15 minutes. So let's get ready.